Hi, we're about to do an Underground Season 1, Episode 8 review. Season is called Graves. It opens with Noah shot and in a casket. It closes with Rosalie caught. And some of the highlights are that when we open, the Macon 7 is down to the Macon 4. Rest in power, Zeke, Moses, Henry, and all the ancestors who have fought and struggled for freedom on our behalf and on the behalf of freedom and justice everywhere and for everyone. And definite signs of Cato having a heart underneath all of that sweetness and light. And Master Macon is definitely about making America great. So we have no question about that. I'm Angela. Thanks for joining us. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, all of that other good stuff. So when the scene opens, Henry has made his transition. An undertaker is there to get him to the next station, realizes what's going on. They take some bodies out of some coffins, put the remainder of the Macon 7 that we have with us into the coffins. Henry is dead. We find out Noah is deathly ill. Rosalie pulls the bullet out of him and puts some devil snare in his wound and gets harassed by Cato the whole time that she's doing that. So that is that scene. Then we go to John Hawkes. And he's at the Macon torture chamber prison, his brother's spot. He's trying to bond with Ernestine. She's serving him breakfast. He asks her if her daughter was one of the Macon 7. She kind of indicates yes. He lets her know that they've made it to Kentucky. So she's grateful for that information. He is here on business. John Hawkes is. We don't know what his business is at this point, but we're going to find out he's here on some business. Monster Macon, he says he got to go to town. Monster Macon, are you going to be here? Oh my gosh, the camera fell. I didn't fall, the camera fell. Are you going to be here for my announcement? Willow said it's still there. At the beginning of one scene, Monster Macon and Ernestine are talking about Sam running. The only one who knows is Henry. Monster Macon is concerned about the word getting out. She's like, not Henry, James, baby James. The only one who knows is baby James. She like, well, who is baby James gonna tell? And then Tom says to her, your children are going to be the death of me. And then Ernestine says to him, they ain't just mine. A guy they're outside getting ready for the event, the election announcement event. A guy comes. Why, you're here pretty early, Monster Macon says. I ain't never been early for nothing. And he lifts up a blanket off the back of his cabin, and there's Sam balled up, kind of shocked by the bright light. This belonged to you. He tried to bribe me with this money to not bring him back or to let him free or to help him or whatever. So Sam's little $100, has not helped him buy his brother. It ain't helped him get his freedom when he was trying to escape, and now he back on the plantation. And the man says, if you had some heads on your fences or some bodies hanging with these first sets of runaways, you wouldn't be having this problem. This is an issue. You just got them just running. What's going on here? So we see that. We encounter the guy from the Patty Cannon gang, Jeremiah, and he is torturing the Undertaker, trying to beat the information out of him about where's the next stop on the Underground Railroad. You don't have to tell me everything. I know you don't know everything. Just tell me the next stop. And he's beating them and torturing them. And then August and Ben reappear. I guess that August kills the Undertaker because he throws a knife. It hits the guy in the head. We don't figure, we don't have that information, but they do find the dead bodies there and realize that they're going to some burial ground probably. So they do some detective work with that. August and Jeremiah agree to work together. August says that he wants the girl, i.e. Rosalie, and that Jeremiah can have the other two. Jeremiah has asked him to work with him because his group is getting smaller and smaller, getting killed off and stuff. They're burying the bodies. They sent their mother back to Jay. They sent, what's the baby boy's name? August's son. Ben Jay's mom has gone back to Jay, who's the enslaved African, the older guy with the head wrap that I like so much. And Ben asked August, if Jay were to run, would you hunt him? And August is like, look, this is not personal. This is, this is the law. This is our job. This is work. And Ben says, well, Mom ran away. She broke the rules because she didn't want to be someplace where people were treating her like shit. And then August pulls out the letter from the bank. Do you know what this is? And Ben says, yeah, Jay tries to hide it from me, but I know, and he says, yeah, we have a month. This is from the bank. We have a month to pay, or we won't have a place to live. Your mama won't have a place to be. This is something we have to do. And Ben basically says, well, I don't know if we have to do it. I think, it's something that you want to do because it's easier for you. We have a shot from within the coffin, and Rosalie is listening to the men who are driving talk. I guess one of them has an STD. Another one is like, you need to go to the doctor. Well, where's the doctor? It's the big white house on the edge of town. You can't miss it because this is Pappy Jack is a ghost town. It's not really much going on here. Noah is very fevery in the coffin. He sees ancestor Henry. The devil snare is making him hallucinate. Rosalie talks to Cato. Let's go to the big house and get meds for Cato. As they go change clothes, they go into an abandoned store, they get clothes, or I don't know if it's a store or what it is, but they get clothes, and they're dressing up, and as they're walking down the road to the doctor's house, just where's the last place they're going to be looking for slaves, runaways, in the big house. That's where we going. We going to hook our boy up. We not losing nobody. I ain't losing nobody, because Cato had been like, well, forget Noah. She like, forget your ass. I know where the next stop is. Do you know where the next stop is? I ain't losing nary nobody else, not without a fight. So he like, I can take you, girl. She like, looking at him like, you gonna have to take me because we about to fight, and I ain't going down without a fight. So they're going to the big house, and as they're walking, Cato is looking at her and flirting with her and enjoying pretending to be her husband, a soap maker, and she's his pregnant wife. And so when they get to the doctor's house, when they get to the doctor's house, the doctor is a little bit cold, and they're trying to figure out how to get to the medicine. When the black woman opens the door, her name is Letty. She's the house girl or whatever, his servant, his slave, his property, the doctor's. But the doctor is kind of cold, and Rosalie is trying to figure out some way to bide the time and the space for them to find these meds that they need for, brother Noah. So she's looking around. She's like, oh, the Tuscan fireplace. And the doctor's, oh, well, people around here don't like to talk design, and I've been looking for the proper curtains. Well, have you heard of so-and-so? And, well, no. Well, yeah, I've heard of it. Well, they just have a new catalog in, and that green fabric, and, he kind of feels more connected now. So he invites him to stay for dinner, which is good because he gives him more time to kind of figure out how to get the meds. Cato has gotten a knife or a letter opener or something. He ready to go after the doctor and, give us the meds. Rosalie is like, we got to be cooler than that. We don't want to leave a mess. We want to get in and get out quietly. We don't want them to know we out here. So she's like, if this house girl is anything like my mama, she got a key to everything, because they see the medicine cabinet, but it's not unlocked. We see Noah again is hallucinating. He's following ancestor Henry. He ain't quite yet a ancestor, but he's made his transition, so we can call him a ancestor. But Noah is following him, kind of in a daze, but that helps him to elude being captured. August and Jeremiah arrive in Pappy Jack, the ghost town. The people are like, well, it'd be easy to find some runaways here. It ain't really no place for them to go. And they're in the store. And of course, super slave catcher, super detective August. Didn't he play a detective on some TV show? He notices that some dust is array, or, some dust is disturbed, and looks in the containers and sees that they've actually changed clothes. So he knows that. So he says they're hiding in plain sight. We go back to the doctor's house. Rose and Cato are trying to bond. Well, Rose is trying to bond with the house girl. Let me help you make up the bed. Cato got his knife, his letter opener. He ready to attack if anything go wrong. This house girl Letty, I ain't never seen no Negroes with such pretty clothes. Y'all must have nice stuff. I don't know no free Negroes. Well, let me tell you, we not free. We slaves, we runaways or whatever. Help us, give us the key. I don't want no trouble, says Lady. I don't want to have no trouble. Just help us, please. And she gives them the key. And they're, so whatever. The doctor's brother shows up. He's the sheriff. He knows that runaways are in town. He's asking questions. Oh, are you a quadroon? And she, oh yes, I'm a quadroon, and this is how I was educated. If I could have gone to school, but I had private tutors because I couldn't go to school being black or being mixed or whatever. So, the sheriff is kind of testing. Well, oh, you said you took piano classes. Well, we haven't had any music in here. Play the piano. We don't know. Oh my gosh, can Rosalie play the piano? But sure enough, she plays the piano. She plays it beautifully. And Cato is just fascinated by her, stunned by her beauty and her talent, her intelligence, his little soft mean behind. Then we see Steen. She's limping. She's coming in voluntarily to mutilate her son. They want to cut off his Achilles tendon because Monster Macon has said that, better than a dead runaway is a runaway who's a walking reminder of what happens if people run away. Like, we see Christ on the cross, not Christ in the tomb. So Steen has volunteered to do that because she wants it to be done right. And Sam is basically over it. It's a wrap for him. He's not happy. He don't want to be there. Steen says, we can survive anything. And Sam says, that's exactly what I'm afraid of. Willowset and Monster Macon come in to observe Sam's mutilation. Sam is staring Monster Macon dead in his eye. He ain't begging. He ain't crying. Then Monster Macon says, stop. And we think, oh my gosh, Monster Macon has a heart. He's saving Henry. He couldn't go through. He's saving Sam. He couldn't go through with it. We see Noah wandering through the field. He's being led by ancestor Henry. We see August and Jeremiah and a group planning to wrap up this whole capture of the rest of these Macon 7. August has Jeremiah read the latest bank letter. It turns out that there is some mercury on his land, and Jeremiah tells him, don't let them just give you money for it. Sell it to the highest bidder. That's what they used to get gold. You a rich man. So they don't have to be in this slave hunt anymore, and they going home. Rosalie and Cato are giving papers to the sheriff because he's asked for their papers. Y'all don't look like runaways, but I know it's no coincidence that y'all in town. Give me your papers. And just as that's happening, somebody comes in and says they found the Negroes. Back to Steen. Steen is proud. She walking upright again. She's feeling good about her man. She goes to coach him as he's going into the lion's den, telling him how powerful he is and how strong he is and how he can handle it and he can do it his way. And he's just, oh my gosh. He's just, we just really feeling our power. Steen, then we see her go looking for Sam. Sam is not there in his space. She's, where's Sam? Where's Sam? Where's Sam? And she gets dragged off, kicking and scratching. We see Noah still following ancestor Henry through the cane fields. Then Rose gets caught by August. Then we have a shot of Monster Macon giving a speech. There is a flag behind him. There are roses in front of him. There are about 10 to 20 white men out watching. Then the screen scrolls out and we see that Sam's body is hanging below him. And then the fireworks go off behind the whole scene. USA, USA, USA. That scene is just, oh my gosh. Then we see that Steen has been dragged off and she's in the hole in the ground that Zeke was earlier. We see that Noah and Kato are in the field. Rose has been caught. I think Noah had a thing where he was interacting with one of the slave catchers, and Henry told him, ancestor Henry told him, keep fighting. You got to fight for our freedom. All of us, we need you, Henry. So Rose is caught. Kato wants to go after her. Noah stops Kato from going to help Rose. And we know that Kato is just, he's sweet in his own way. And Noah is being practical even in his hallucinations. So that's that. Then the last scene, and I got like 2 minutes before my battery dies, but the last scene is the brothers. Tom says to his brother, why weren't you here for me? His brother John, could I have stopped you from lynching the man if I was here? The brother Monster Macon, it's better to be the one at the end of the one holding the rope than the one at the end of the rope. So that is it. Graves. Woo! That was a good episode too. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Please, please, please. Thanks for coming. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And until we meet again, be you, be fabulous, you.